So just like the title says, talking about main gaining. And I figure I'd jump in with sort of just like what I look like. So that's what this is. As you can see here, I weigh 220 pounds, maybe 15+% body fat, whatever you want to call that. And I remember I was eating about 3,000 calories a day, training 4 to 5 days a week. And stagnating, going absolutely nowhere, wasting my time in my early 20s, one of the most pivotal time periods of your life as far as when you're going to see a lot of progress in the gym. And it was really kind of tragic looking back, because it's not so much anyone's fault except for mine, because I was wasting so much of my own time. I should have done this for like 6 months, realized, yo, this isn't working. I've got to do something else now. But I didn't do that. I went ahead and did main gaining for years and kind of stagnated and got stuck at the place that I was. I was making some marginal progress, but it wasn't something to write home about. And for the time period, 2 years, I should have seen a lot more than I was making, especially since from this time, I have been doing more of a bulking and cutting, like a traditional bulk and cut cycle. And I've seen monstrous progress. And if you ask that guy in that video, like what I would have to do to get to the point that I'm at now, at least from like a strength perspective and like a mass perspective, he would have told you, oh, I'm at my genetic potential. I would need to take steroids to achieve that. But I didn't. That's the thing, is I didn't. What I was really doing wrong was wasting my own time, getting in my own way, and just generally speaking, not be doing useful things with my time. I think that was the primary issue there. But the other thing I wanted to say is there's a lot of ideas, there's a lot of perspectives on the internet, on the YouTube sphere, on the TikTok, whatever you want to call anything. That doesn't mean that you should like put all your chips into that basket. You should give things their fair shake, which means do it for a couple months. But if you see no progress at all, it's okay to quit and send that time on to the next thing to see if you can get results and you can get progress somewhere else. Because nothing feels shittier in this world than putting your heart and soul into something and getting zero out of it, especially for years. Especially when you really, really want it and you think you have the right idea. You are thinking you do the right things, but you really don't, and you're not going anywhere. That's a really shitty feeling to have, and I've felt that before. So if that's you, if you were watching this and you're like, yeah, I've been doing like the same thing and I haven't been seeing the results I want, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, you need to do this. That's what you need to do. No, I'm going to tell you, do something else. Do something other than what's wasting your time and getting you zero. Because nothing is worse than zero, except going backwards. But you could arguably make the case that like, if you're doing nothing, if you're not getting any better and you're just kind of wasting your time, you're really going backwards, because now you're wasting your time for nothing. Whereas it's sort of the opportunity cost. I'm getting a little economics, which I really shouldn't get into economics, but that's the point. You could be doing something else, something better with that time than you are. And in my case, that was main gaining. Now, for some people, main gaining might work phenomenally. There's a few cases where I can think of that like maintenance would work really well. Like in my situation even, had I made a lot of progress before, I cut down and lost some lean mass in that time period. And then maybe if I, main gained at the end of that cut, I could use my sort of muscle memory to recoup what I had lost during the cut while also staying considerably lean. I could see that working. I would also say, like, if you just want to actually maintain like your current state and you're happy with that, then obviously main gaining would be great for that as well. It's not that it doesn't have its purposes. It's not that it doesn't have its qualities that are good. It's just if you're expecting something out of it, and you're utilizing it specifically for what you want out of it, and you're not getting it, don't keep doing it. Because you have that opportunity cost there again of time. And time is so valuable. Like, especially like in your teens and 20s. These are some of like the metabolically and hormonally like most active times in your life where you're gonna find it the most easy to make progress in the gym. So don't throw that time away. Give things their shake, give them their couple months, give them their due. But if you don't see the results that you are looking for your goals, look into other avenues, look into other things. Look into other ways of achieving the goals that you want. Because again, nothing feels shittier than putting all the work in and getting nothing. You can easily put that work somewhere else and get something out of it. And trust me, I've seen it. I've seen it after bulking and cutting. I can't believe where I've gotten compared to where I thought I was going to be stuck forever. Because you'll do this thing in your head where you're like, oh, I'm stuck. This is my genetic potential. I can't get past this point. Like, no, you have no idea what your genetic potential is because you haven't been put in an environment where you can see how quickly you can really grow under different circumstances. The problem is, yeah, you might have reached your genetic potential for how you're eating in the now, how you're training in the now. Everything from your frequency, everything factors in. But all of those factors in that environment, in those circumstances at which you are stuck, you might be at your genetic potential there, but that doesn't mean that if you eat more or you train differently or you recover better or X, Y, and Z down the chain, like maybe if you change those things, then you could have a different genetic potential. And that's probably not the best like terminology and way of talking about it, but it's just the way that like I can put it in my like mind to make things rationalize and work. So that's my little spiel on main gaining and why you should only do things really if you're getting something out of it, and most importantly, what you want out of it. But anyway, thanks for watching if you've made it this far.